Welcome, ancient dreamers, rebel teachers, and sacred masters. Join me as we explore the multidimensional nature of waking dreams, lucid dreams, astral projection, and other consciousness explorations. You are listening to the Dream Pioneers podcast. My name is Jennifer Claroscura. This is episode 16. Know yourself. The dream is alive. Unbound and lucid eyes. The one thing that dreams bring you is self-awareness. It is a gift because knowing yourself is one of the biggest and most important tasks that you will ever have in this lifetime. To know, what does that mean? Well, let me explain. Sometimes we know things internally and we don't understand how. And that's because there is a disconnect between the unconscious and the conscious. The human being, us humans, we don't like to not know what's going on. We don't like the unknown. But guess what? It is a part of you. And the interesting thing is that developing the knowing, developing the accepting that a part of you knows and a part of you doesn't know. Simultaneously. For example, I know that there is knowledge inside of me that I can tap into and that sometimes I can't tap into, but I know it's there. So how do you practice this knowing? Well, this is difficult for people who don't understand their greatness within. This is difficult for people who don't know, don't want to know, they don't want to understand or acknowledge their light, their connection to like universe, God, source, that they are a part of that. This is not for people that feel like they're separate from these sources, that it's not in them, that they feel like it's outside of them. So the trick is to understand that there's a conscious and an unconscious realm. Add to that the multidimensional reality, and then you have a lot of confusion. Knowing is something that happens before it starts to give you its fruits, before it begins to reveal the jewels, the gifts, the gold. It's kind of aligned with believe it to see it instead of see it to believe it. If you can understand, believe it to see it, you have to believe it to see it, then you can understand the knowing that happens, this kind of knowing where it begins with the unknown. And you have to have a certain level of humility, like be humble in the sense of what the dream gives you is accept that. That's what it's giving you. And you have to step up. It's not like, oh, the dream is not giving me. No, you are the one that has to take that step forward. It's your step. It's your call. It's your move. So what are you going to do about that? Well, this is how I start. Just acknowledging that I know. And I might not remember that I know, but knowing that I know. And stalking that thought, exploring that thought, really taking it into the liminal realms, taking it into my hypnagogic imagery, taking it into my meditation, aware of it while I walk down the street. And then making sure that I'm listening, that I'm really looking out for the moment very patiently I'm not an impatient person. Dreaming is the long game, guys. It's the long game. If you want a week, needs to happen right now, or I'm just going to lose interest, then it's not for you. Because you have to be a little humble. Dreaming is your teacher. Dreams are your teacher. And this is where spirit guides, higher self, teachers, gods, your own inner light, greatest aspects come through. So chill. Be a student. Be willing to wait until the teacher shows itself. And sometimes the teacher's already there. You're just not paying attention, not looking, thinking that it has to come in the form of a person inside your dream or your waking reality, when really the dream is already teaching you. When really the dream is already teaching you. You just have to accept those lessons and be open to them by knowing that you know, even though you might not remember. So tuning into this knowing, ask yourself, if you did know, what would that feel like? What would that look like? Be in the present moment. Just take a deep breath and just put your hand to your heart and just be in that moment. And just say, I know. And be grateful. And wait patiently. Invite the dream in. Say, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are ready to show yourself to me. And if you're already showing yourself and I'm not seeing it, then I'm ready to open up to those lessons that I'm not seeing. Change yourself a little bit. You have to shift yourself a little bit. Otherwise, if you stay very comfy in your I got to see it to believe it mentality, then you're not going to go anywhere. And the dream is just not going to show up for you in the way that you want. See, human beings like to control everything, which is why in the dream community, lucid dreaming is very popular. Why? Because it's a doing. I'm going to shift everything and make this appear and that appear. But there's one practice that has been abandoned, and that's being. Being is so important. Just because the nature of humans is to do. The dreaming energy, that brings the being energy. So tune into that a little more. Just be present. And I also made another connection intuitively, and that is that to know, like I'm explaining, the believe it to see it kind of way, to know comes with self-love. Like, love yourself. You're the shit. You're this amazing, ancient being. Know yourself. You are the ancient one. And understand that in the perspective that I'm saying, where you've been thrown into this life where you don't remember a lot. And it's for a reason, and it's sacred. So get into that sacred, humble student mindset. A God that is now a student. Put yourself in that position. And find it delicious, find it mysterious, and be curious. This is growth. This is your growth. This is your evolution. And dreams can bring so much. I mean, look at the scope of things that I'm talking about and what dreams can bring in that regards. In the states of awareness where you are here to grow. And dreams are your conduit. They're your connection to your source, your soul, your true self, God identity, goddess identity, whatever it is that you want to call it, the universe identity within you that knows. So I ask you to find a mirror today Any size mirror, pocket mirror, wall mirror, bathroom mirror, bedroom mirror. And just look at yourself in the eye knowingly. And just say, I know you know. I know you know. And just sit there with that acknowledgement that inside your eyes, the soul, the windows to your soul, you are making a connection of knowing. The energy of knowing. It's an energy first. It's a knowing. And then see what unfolds. Make this a practice. It's a meditation of sorts. I mean, seriously, there is no deeper meditation than acknowledging where you're at and that there's more and that you're there too, even though you don't remember. But practice the knowing and let me know how that unfolds. Now, there's been a lot of changes in my life right now. I have, for those that follow Dream Pioneers podcast, I no longer go by that name, even though I'm still searchable through it. My website is not working right now. And I started a podcast collaboration. We call ourselves The Dream Freaks. And you can find us on Google Play, Soundcloud, YouTube. We are on Instagram, Facebook, you name it, at The Dream Freaks, Spotify. However, we're not on iTunes because for some reason iTunes is not accepting our feed. It might be the name. I don't know. But either way, I wanted to restart my Dream Pioneers podcast. I received a message from a girl. Let's not call her a girl. She's a woman, I'm sure. Bridget. I want to shout out to at Adventures of a Wild Child. Bridget contacted me asking about my website and how it's not up, the Dream Pioneers, and how she heard about me through the podcast. And I'm thinking it's this podcast, but it really, see, I live symbolically. And if a person like Bridget with the name of Adventures of a Wild Child comes through my inbox saying wonderful things about her experiences in dreams and astral, I am going to take that as a cue from the universe to go play and have some adventures of my own within the Dream Pioneers. Because, you know, when I began Dream Pioneers, it was fun. It was just about me in a playground. Literally, I'm playing right now. And this is for me, and this is my own knowing. Even though it might sound like I am talking to you as a part of myself. But yeah, thank you, Bridget, for bringing back that part of myself that I had left aside for a while. And yes, I was playing with the Dream Freaks, but it's different when you play in collaboration. This is just me by myself. And it's awesome. So you can find me at Jennifer _Claroscura on Instagram. And just search Jennifer Claroscura anywhere, really. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Jennifer Claroscura. And say hi. I love to hear dreams and adventures, and on Instagram I'm very active in giving people prompts on the stories, on Facebook too. So if you want to have daily reminders, just please look me up on, because I'm talking about dreams 24/7 basically, and I love to hear what you have to say. I want to start this dialogue with everyone, so hop on there. And with that, thank you for listening to this comeback episode called Know Yourself in my Dream Pioneers podcast. Until next time. Lucid dreams and astral flight, your multidimensional life. Yeah, your dreams are alive.
is on your side. Protecting